David, good to have you back on here, sir. Thank you so much for coming
Hey, thanks
back.
for having me back. It's nice.
It's,
Yeah,
well,
dude. So it was, I think I saw you recently. I saw you at Alex's bar.
yes, but unfortunately, I left early, so I couldn't stay the whole night. And I know that that was a busy night for you, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But right after the infamous me leaving the show early, you catch a plane to Seoul like the day after or 2 days after that?
No, it wasn't the day after. It was like a week after. So I
Okay.
got back. When did we get back? I think last what's today's Wednesday. I think we got back on Friday. Back on no, we got back on Thursday. And dude, it was awesome.
Was it your first time going out there to
Yeah,
South
I've never been
Korea?
to Asia before. I've always wanted to. My first friend, so I moved here from Mexico in 2003. And so like my first two friends, one of them was Korean and the other one was from Sri Lanka.
Mm.
And we were the new kids at school, so they like forced us to hang out. And so like my introduction to like American culture was Korean culture. You know, I was hanging out with my friend Brandon Rowe, going to his house all the fucking time, just like everything, and it was awesome. And so like everywhere I've always been, like there's tons of Koreans, and they're like the culture is so similar to like Mexican culture. You know, they're very like the camaraderie is like kind of the same. They're very like service oriented, very affectionate, and so it was always like so. I've always like Korean people have always been awesome. Like best part of K Town, best part of LA, I feel like is K Town. Uh, Best food, um, and so it was so nice. It was so nice like going over there.
Now, how
And
how was the flight over there?
honestly, chill. I'm good at like just knocking out. Um, so just me and Lexi flew together, and it was chill. I feel like we're both a good team for flights. We picked the fucking window seat, aisle seat, no one in between us. So we had like a junk seat,
Yeah.
and yeah, it slept almost all the way through. The
Ooh.
meals are sick when you're flying. I've never flown for that long, and so the meals are really good.
It's about what, 14 hours, right?
It was yeah, pretty much 13 and a half hours
13 and a half
there
hours.
and then 10 hours back.
Okay. Not
Yeah.
not 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 so bad back.
No, not so bad at all. And then like as soon as we got there, like we went there for it was a Vans event and they fucking rolled out the red carpet for us. It was sick. We got like picked up by now our friend Sue
Shout
and
out to Sue.
yeah, shout out to Sue. And she picked us up and immediately like dropped us off at the hotel and she was like, all right, we're gonna go eat right here. And then we got there and like the whole crew was there. And so it was like immediate like arrived to just partying and hanging out with everybody. Best Korean barbecue of my life. I will say though, it's like comparable to like LA K barbecue. It's like not that off. The only thing that's significantly better over there is the pork.
Mm.
The pork belly over there is just nuts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then afterwards we went dancing to some club, and this was like a big like culture shock where we got there and like the girls were like, "Oh, where do we put our bags and stuff?" And like Sue was like, "Oh, you can just put them anywhere. People don't steal over here." And we're like, "Whoa, we've never heard that before." Yeah,
That's
um,
awesome.
yeah. I don't know. It was sick, and then the shows are nuts.
Yeah,
Um,
how long were you over there? What was the duration of the stay over there?
we were there, so altogether it was like we left Thursday, came back Thursday, so we were there for like 5 days. You know, like it was a week trip, but like it was like 2 travel days, and then 5 days was just being in there.
Wow.
And yeah, it was honestly beautiful, enriching time. It's a beautiful city. There's the food was crazy. The hangs were crazy. Also, all the bands that we played with over there were so fucking good.
Right on. Who'd you play with? Who were
So
some?
the first show, there was this band called. Oh, of course, I'm blanking out now.
Of course.
Um,
But if it comes to you when we as we
I'll
as
tell
we
you about the second.
continue.
The second show we played with this band Oizium.
Mm.
and another band called Peach Truck Hijackers.
That's a good name.
And they were incredible. Like, you can tell, like, people out there just fucking practice all the time. And the crowd was awesome. Everybody was moshing and, like, crowd surfing, and, like, everybody was just down to hang out. It was, like, cool. Like, I don't know. It was good. Good vibes.
That's
Good
very
vibes.
cool. And you rented gear out there, right?
Yeah. We didn't bring it. We didn't have to bring anything.
Yeah. How do you enjoy doing that, or is it kind of difficult for you to play on a kit that you're usually not behind?
Dude, they fucking busted out a kit that was so much nicer than mine. It's like, yeah. Now, I love my. I'm also not a gear guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
Mhm.
I love my stuff. You know, of like, I'm used to it, and whenever I do play with it, I'm like, oh wow, this is cool. But I also love playing other people's stuff.
You like
You
switching it
know,
up a bit, yeah, every once in a while.
yeah. I'm like a
Got it.
tourist in that way. I love seeing what other people have going on.
That is nice.
And I try, like, whenever I'm playing someone else's stuff, I try to leave everything exactly how they have it,
Oh yeah, yeah,
so that
yeah,
I'm like, oh, let's see, like, maybe this is better than what I have. You know?
for sure. That's so important to keep it because
Nah,
I'm a
it's not. It's not. It does, like, everybody knows, like, yeah, you move shit around, like. But I like, especially if it's, I see someone playing and they're playing before me, and I'm like, whoa, they fucking rip. I'm like, I want to play like them.
what's their technique? Yeah, how do they have it? Yeah,
Yeah. There is something nice about just getting on stage and having your shit being set up, like, already having your shit set up. That is nice. But yeah.
right. Was there a particular kit that you stepped behind that you're like, this is something else. This is different, and I like it.
It was okay, so we recently had a SadGirl show at Silver Lake Lounge,
Mm-hmm.
and before us, this band Twin C's played. Shout out to Twin C's, the
Jeff
homies.
Lindsay's.
Uh, and they just got this new drummer. His name's Paquito. Shout out to Paquito. Sick ass drummer. And, like, honestly, like, we were just watching him on the side, just jaw drop, just like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And so, yeah, he had it all set up kind of crazy. And so I got on stage and I was like, I'm just gonna play like him. And it was, and it honestly was, his setup was very comfortable. He had the ride, he had it set up pretty high,
Mm-hmm.
close, and very tilted. And so it was like very like natural, just kind of like, it felt very ergonomic. There's a guy, Rudolph. He's a sick drummer, but he has this thing where he, like, plays the drums like a percussionist, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
he plays with Stevie Wonder now. But he has this thing where he has the bongos. He always has the bongos, and when he's playing, it sounds like there's 4 people playing. You know, and he's like one of those bigger dudes who just, like, looks super chill and just, like, and just hits everything. I don't know. I don't know how he makes the drums feel that way, but it's just like, it feels
Yeah.
so good.
It's always so interesting when you hear a bunch of noise and the guy's just chill, just like back
Yeah,
straight. It's
just
like, well, how
like
are you?
just
What's going on there?
motion economy to the max, dude.
Yeah,
And while still looking intense, you know, he's still like, I don't know.
in it.
Like,
Yeah,
the intensity is still there, but it's just very just chill.
yeah.
Um, yeah, that's fucking cool. Like, we play rock. I don't know. I think you play rock.
I'll do some jazz. I'll do some prog. I'll attempt
Yeah.
them.
So you're just, you know, just
Oh yeah, a lot of
mashing that
movement.
shit or whatever. It was like, yeah, it's like, I'm always, like, afraid of looking bored or something.
Do you clock that when you're in the audience and you're like, that guy looks bored or whatever?
Sometimes, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You can tell,
yeah.
like, oh, this guy's just phoning it in.
Mm,
You know, like, it's like if someone's playing like a ballad and they're just like a backbeat or something like that, and you can see them just kind of like, and it sounds good and everything like that, but I'm like, oh, they're like not listening.
huh?
And
That's a
but
joke.
you're
That's,
like, oh,
that's a
they're not.
joke. Yeah.
Oh, you see someone playing a song that's like not, you know, that's like where the drummer doesn't get to headline, and they're still like intense. Like, it's like, it's appreciated.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
When it comes to more contemporary artists, is there a couple drummers that stand out to you just because of how either like intense it sounded or how much enthusiasm was put into it?
Oh yeah, so many, dude. I feel like one's like, dude, Jonathan from Crumb. I fucking love watching him play.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
uh, and it's like from the moment I heard Crumb, I was just like, because these are all very chill songs, but everything that's going on the drum sounds so intentional, and even the like really minimal stuff, you're just like, whoa. And it was sick because like I'm friends with him now. We play drums together all the time, and he's always like giving me little nuggets of like things to like look after and stuff. Um, there's this dude Gabe Stout. He's playing with Spill Tab right now,
Uh,
and that dude looks like he's tripping when he's playing drums all the time. He was just playing in J Paper, but he plays so good, and he's so intense, and such a nice dude. Yeah, Jack from Monster Watch. Do you know Monster Watch from Seattle?
I know the name, I do not know the music
That
though.
dude is so fun to watch play drums.
Right on.
He is just like having the time of his life every time he's playing.
Oh, that's
Uh,
that it's and that's always good. Not, I mean, outside of drummers, just seeing people really enjoy the moment of any
yeah,
artist playing is
yeah,
incredible.
dude. Nick Aguilar,
Man, Nick is one of the most intense
he
drummers
is,
I've ever seen. But
dude. Yeah,
don't, you can't tell him I said that. That just stays between us and the
yeah.
people. Hey, listen.
We can bleep this part.
Yeah.
Like he's so intense. He's so
Hmm.
intense, and he's like he rips.
And
Love it.
again, it's a one man operation there, which is just that's one of those people you go, that's insane that you are producing these sounds.
Right,
Yeah.
and he's having fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes he looks like he's in pain.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, Chris, I love watching Chris from Guantanamo Baywatch, and well now
Another guy.
he plays in Night Beats a lot now. I think he pretty much just plays in Night Beats.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris. I finally, for years, I never caught Guantanamo Bay watch. I unfortunately just never got the opportunity to see him.
Yeah,
Then whatever maybe last year it was that they played a couple of shows. Oh my gosh, the amount of energy he puts out there, and it's not like
his like I
he's
love his like signature, just like you know,
yeah,
he's like
like
yeah.
he was like he's hungry for it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
He
it's
like
like, and
gets
he's like,
super close to the kid. He's just
oh
like,
god,
yeah. It's
yeah,
funny. It's like every person in that band is the front person of the band,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like you can
Depending
watch
on who you're seeing, yeah, who
all
you're
of them,
watching.
and they're so entertaining, and they're just so intense.
And
Yeah,
again, that's a three piece that is just so much going
so
on.
fucking cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Um, yeah, those are yeah, but I mean, off the top of my head, those are the people I can think of that are just like I
those
love,
are good
and
off the
they're
top of the
close
head.
to me, and like uh, I get to see play a lot. It's really cool.
Do you remember the first time that you played outside of the U.S.? Whether it be just for a one-off show or a tour?
Yeah, yeah, of course. It was so it was recently. I didn't get to leave the country for a very long time until recently, and it was the first show was in London.
Ah,
We played in London. I honestly can't remember the first show, but I remember the first like cluster. I am jet lag is just fucks me up.
sure.
So it's all just like it's just like a chunk. I think we did an in record like in store performance in I think it's Rough Trade London.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it was awesome, and it was crazy because like a bunch of people showed up. It's very it feels really good when you go somewhere where you don't know and people show up. You know,
yeah,
it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. You're like, well, if 10 people show up, we'll be stoked, and then it ends up filling out or whatever. You're like, oh, I don't know. Yeah,
10,000.
yeah, it's all the same, dude.
Even if it's just my parents and another dude that's drinking at
Oh,
the
dude,
same
especially
bar.
if my parents are there, I'm putting it on, dude.
It's like
Yeah,
illegal if you don't, I think, or
yeah,
something.
dude. Because yeah, they spent a lot of time telling me it was a waste of time. I gotta prove them wrong.
Yeah, right. And also the
Yeah.
other guy at the bar, he's like, he's just not gonna drink in silence. They turned off the
Yeah.
jukebox for a reason, and you gotta
I'm
put
just
it
kidding
on.
though. My parents never thought it was a waste of time. They always just thought like, please have a backup because you're not gonna make any money. Sure, we're right. Yeah.
They got some points, but
Yeah, they
hey,
had some points. They were fucking spitting, dude. But I didn't see it that way.
the Paranoids performed as a trio out there in Seoul, right?
That's right. Yeah. Layla unfortunately couldn't make it. We got the invite to that so last minute, and Layla had all this other shit that she had planned like months ahead of time, and so it was just like it was a bummer, but we had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And and Layla was like just like, dude, you guys have to. It's too crazy of an opportunity for all of us to miss out. So
Right.
Layla's a fucking team player.
Of course.
And yeah, but and we had some people message us and stuff like that, being like, "Oh my god, are you guys a 3-piece now?" And to that, it's hell no. No, we're still a 4-piece, very much so. And yeah,
Yeah, please go back and listen to Layla's episode on here, and Chris Scott's as well, and Nick Aguilar's, and anybody else that we mentioned that has been on this
yeah.
podcast. Only the best of the best on this podcast, as you know, David. And
Sick and twisted individuals.
is it a big shift going from the 4-piece to a trio? Is that a big shift for you?
It does. There are songs we can't play without
Mm-hmm.
Layla.
For
You
sure.
know, and it's just a different vibe. It feels like we're a different band. You know,
That's interesting.
like we definitely like our thing was like, well, we're not gonna have as full of a sound, so let's just play fucking fast. you know,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I don't know. That's it. We kind of just play faster. We kind of play worse, and so it's this, which is fun. We're just kind of just like, just let it really all, just let it all hang out. And we've been playing for so long that we're just like, we'll fuck up a song, we'll just look at each other and be like, oh, just like keep going. Yeah, but it was funny, like playing in solo specifically, because we were playing, and Staz had been in Australia for a couple months, so
Wow.
we hadn't seen each other in a while, and so we got there and we had to play a show, and it was like, oh, we have to do it without Layla, and we didn't even get to practice, so we just went over there, and then the bands that played before us, Ghost Bookstore played the first show.
That's a cool
Dude,
name.
yeah, awesome band, dude.
Ghost Bookstore.
Just like perfect musicians. It's crazy how good they were. And it was funny because like we're us and we're from here, and the vibe here is just like it's a show, so you're you're having a good time. You're like, we're in the green room drinking beers and stuff like that. We brought our own beer to the green room. We're like, yo, you guys want anything or whatever? They're like, no, we don't drink before we play, and like very just like super pro. And we're like, oh, maybe we should do that? Like, and they're playing, and they're just fucking crazy good. And then we're playing, we're just like, but it was cool. Like the I feel like they got it. We gave them a little taste of Southern California. I think they appreciated it. They were moshing and just having a good time.
That's cool.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's all fun. It's all fun.
So that
3-piece, 4-piece.
and soon to be 1-piece. I know you've been experimenting with some stuff, and we'll get into that later on. But
Oh yeah. For sure.
just straight drums.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one. But
Absolutely not, dude. Hell no, never.
Yeah,
You
I
know
like
who has
that.
a really good solo drum album? Nate Smith.
Nate
You know
Smith.
that guy?
No.
Yeah. He is like a kind of like a jazz like session player.
Mhm.
But he has just a drum album where it's just drum beats. and it's incredible. I've seen him play a couple times, and what a fucking what a cool drummer. I
Just
saw a
a
little like clinic with him and Mark Juliana one time, and I
uh,
love when you're like watching people play and you think like, oh, they must have everything figured out. And they were like talking to each other. Uh, Mark was like, dude, how do you do this and that? He was like, I don't know. Like he's just like, dude, I don't know. I just like play it and that's how it comes out. And obviously there's so much more to that. They've been playing for decades and probably put a lot of effort into it.
right,
But
right.
I love that very just like I don't know. Like
I think there kind of has to be an air of that.
yeah.
In any great, no matter if you went to school or Juilliard or whatever to do this, or spent X amount of time just playing one instrument, whatever it may be, there has to be an air of laissez-faire about it. It's like I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, it's like there's like innocence and like like just yeah. I feel like that's what it is. It's just like there's still like innocence to it where you're approaching it. It's like it just almost feels like they're playing for the first time.
Yeah,
But they're just perfect.
right, right.
Yeah.
At least a little bit of that creates perfection.
Well, yeah. Well, because then it's like real. You're communicating.
Mm,
That's like the real like language. You're not just like playing whatever you're supposed to. You're just like it's like you're really like communicating
yeah.
something.
Is
Uh,
is there is there spots where you feel that you are communicating in that way? I mean, whether it be in the studio or on stage, is there at least little droplets of like, wow, we're really moving
yeah,
in
absolutely,
synchronicity? Yeah.
definitely. Uh, yeah, I can't tell you when or where. I'm lucky enough to get to play with a lot of people all the time. Aside from my bands, but whenever I play with like my bands, whenever I play with SadGirl or Paranoyds, it's like, God, I fucking love you guys so much. You know? Uh, and yeah, it's just it's awesome. It's awesome just having like that. It's almost you develop this telepathy with the people that you've been playing for a long time.
Sure. Yeah, that's
You
just
know?
inevitable, of
Yeah.
course.
And then
Now,
there's people that you've never played with before, and you have that, and that's crazy. That's magic. Yeah.
is that, do you notice that immediately, or is it take a little bit of time to be like, oh, me and you were on the same,
No, it's immediately,
wavelength?
especially if you're just jamming or something like that, and you have that thing where you're just like, all right, I'm gonna change it up, and then you like get it,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh, dude, this is it.
Playing as a three piece kind of changes the way you're gonna go about playing some songs.
Yeah, definitely,
Maybe not
definitely.
dramatically, but there's a change.
There is a change because there's a lot of like keyboard lead lines.
Hmm.
Layla sings a lot of the songs, um, and there's a lot of like less harmony. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
It's just different. Yeah.
It is different. Yeah,
Everybody has an integral part in all of these songs. So for one piece to be missing, it's gonna change the way that it
yeah,
feels and sounds. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but do you expect songs to change as soon as they're out of the studio, whether it be in a live setting or just kind of just practicing them, something's gonna change from then to now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just because, especially nowadays, where we write as we record a lot more. We're like coming up with everything as we're recording, so it's like a lot of the times we'll like record a song and not play it for months. You know, and then we start practicing it, and yeah, things change. You have realizations. You're like, oh, this is. And just you have subtle things. Uh, yeah, you have subtle changes. It's cool. It's cool for things to transform that way.
Yeah, the way that some specific aspects morph over time.
Yeah, it's alive, dude.
It's alive. It's breathing.
It's
It's
breathing.
its own thing.
Yeah.
Uh, going back to subtracting or adding different players within a live performance. Is that the case as well for when there's keys involved in a sad girl? Are you all right there?
Yeah.
Everything go okay? Making me nervous, David. I'd make sure everything's on the
No, we're
up and
good.
up,
We're good.
right? I check in with people on this podcast, you know.
Yeah, check. I got this. This is a little Korean souvenir
Ooh, very
from our
nice.
boy Jin, who took care of us over there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you are you trying to pick up a little souvenir, not just in a tour sense, but when you are just traveling, are you like, I gotta pick something up from this place
Yeah.
that I'm at? Of course.
Absolutely.
Gotta do it.
Even if it's just a fridge magnet, I'm always trying to like grab something. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you specifically looking for, if anything, or is it different every time? Maybe it's a shirt
Well,
or a
I mean,
sticker.
a lot of the times I don't have space, so
Mhm.
like fridge magnets mostly.
Is the fridge decked out in magnets as we speak?
It's not, no, like, yeah, I have some. I have some right now, but um, I recently had a bit of a purge.
Oh,
Uh,
on the fridge?
on the fridge magnet side.
Mm.
So, my fridge magnet collection kind of got halved.
Okay. Going back to keys, is the same sort of change happening when there's somebody playing keys in Sad Girl as opposed to
Well,
when they're
now
not?
there's always like Isaac has been like an integral part of the band now for like I think we were doing the math the other day. It's like 7 years.
Wow. That's
Yeah, I think Isaac has been playing in Saturn for like 7 years. So yeah, I mean, there's songs that you like. Chlorine. You
mm-hmm.
can't have that without the key. I mean, you can. We have, but it doesn't hit the same.
With a saxophone maybe, but
Yeah,
that's just for that one case.
yeah, yeah. But no, no. There's the whole intro. There's the
Oh,
bam,
that's right.
bam, 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 doo-doo-doo-doo-boo. No, but Isaac, dude, Isaac is like one of the best players I've ever met. He's one of
Mhm.
those people that just gets it, you know. Uh, and every time there's always like when adding another melodic instrument to a song, if you have a demo or something like that and you have a melodic instrument, you're always nervous. You're like, is this gonna add or am I gonna have to like really edit this and like put it in? And I was like, he always plays exactly where he has to.
Mm.
Like Isaac just like knows when to play, when not to play. He always hits you with some shit you're not expecting. It's awesome. He is like such a fucking cool player and funny as fuck. Just
That's a fine line to walk. Being
yeah.
where you need to be and also adding something that you weren't expecting that sounds great and fits in. Ooh,
Yeah,
oh
no,
boy.
Isaac is a fucking just I don't know. Love playing with him.
Ah,
Just such a
awesome.
musical guy, and like his music, the music that he makes on his own is also amazing. He's been like putting out these hip hop songs, and he produces, mixes everything himself, and like does it, and it's just crazy. I love it. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Uh, are you trying to keep songs as close to the way that you recorded them as possible? Or are you leaving room to add and subtract factors when performing and such?
I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just like it's up for it. Like if we play it, and it just sound, and everything always changes because I don't listen. Like you play the songs, you stop listening to the records. You
Mm,
know, so
hmm.
like I'll go like years without listening to a record that we made. Or months, and then I'll listen back to them and be like, holy shit, like I played so much different
Yeah.
now. And so
Will
yeah,
that
I mean
will
it's
that
inevitable.
reset
But
will that reset the way that you're performing them
well,
again?
sometimes I'll be like, oh shit, I liked what I was doing there, and then yeah, it'll like reset me sometimes,
Uh,
and then and even and with Sad Girl there was like I before me there was Paul,
mhm.
and sometimes Chris fills in Sad Girl, and sometimes like I'll watch videos of them playing with Chris, and he'll do some shit that I'm like, oh, that's fucking awesome, and so I'll do that, you know. Uh, so it's yeah, I don't know. There's always room for improvement and change, and just it's just you want to keep things interesting when you're playing the same thing over all the time. It's like you want to keep it, you want it to feel fresh for you.
Right. And do you try to write stuff or compose stuff with that kind of flexibility now? It's like I'm leaving this here as just like a placeholder. This little part can change wherever I want it to
Yeah,
go.
I think when recording, uh, especially, especially, I mean, it's not as it was like you want to get it so that you can't take anything away.
Mhm.
So I try to get everything just so that it's so you can build on it.
Yeah.
Not just the drums, but for everything to build on it. And so a lot of the times like there'll be parts where like in the recording, I'm just playing straight, but live I'll shush it up a little bit more, um, as I don't know, you grow with the song.
Yeah. As you spend more time with it outside of the studio as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, speaking about releases and such albums, Talk Talk Talk, the most recent album
yeah,
from the Paranoids, were you playing some tracks off of that album in Korea?
yeah, yeah. I played Lizzie. Um, what else? I mean, dude, that's such a Layla heavy album.
Yeah.
So it is. That one's pretty tough to play without Layla.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, we played some of the new EP from I Like It Here, and then all of the easy as a three piece, the easiest songs to play are like from the first EP and from Carnage Bargain, because those are just pretty just like straightforward kind of like more punk like post punk songs.
But still hard to play without Layla being
Yeah, of
there.
course, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's just like they're not there's not as many melodies coming in and out of those. You can really just
Yeah. It's
just
just
hit
hammered
those
home.
through.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Does it feel like the songs from Talk 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 are now baked into the discography of the band now?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I could play those songs in my sleep. I think we all can.
Do you want to play new stuff when you have been working on new stuff? Like, do you want
Yeah, I
like
can't
this is
wait,
what I
dude.
want to
We've been
play?
working on a new album for a lot of months now, and it's pretty much done. There's a couple things we have to add, some mixing, and but dude, it's fucking awesome, and it's we've been able to take our time with this like crazy, and so there's been very little compromise. You know, very little compromise. It's just like so, and I can't wait to start playing those songs live. Can't wait.
Do you pay attention to the audience's reaction to like new songs or just songs in general
Yeah, I
when
mean
you
it's
play?
inevitable. You kind of yeah, dude. You watch the songs that make the crowd move, and you kind of know when you're making a song, you'd be like, oh, this one's gonna go crazy live. You know.
Yeah.
Um, and there are songs where you're just like, oh, this is like a listening song. This is you fucking you're gonna listen to this on your headphones. And you're gonna fucking vibe out. You're gonna listen to this in the car or whatever. You know. But yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting. That's
yeah.
interesting to know that it's a listening song. What is a listening song? Not that you have been a part of, but something that you for lack of a better term, listen to. They like this is just a a reflection of a listening song for you.
What is a listening song? Honestly, like shoegaze in general is like very listening to me. You know. Uh, yeah. Cause like that stuff like I'll listen to because you go see it and there's like fucking 10 motherfuckers on stage with jazz masters and they're all just like chilling. There's not a lot of like it sounds awesome, but it's not like it doesn't really make you want to move. You're just there and you're just like just hit with this sound, which is sweet. But a lot of times it's just very driving, and it's just nice to be like hit, washed over with it.
Has a standard been set for what makes a good set and a bad set? Or is it a case by case basis that like sometimes aspects that would make a bad performance bad is makes it good and vice versa?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if there's a standard. I feel like we've had so many good shows, you know, or it's just like a feeling, you know it, you
You
know
know
it,
it. You know it.
like when you walk off stage and you just feel empty afterwards, you know,
Hmm.
you're just like, ugh, you're just like that was good, you're just really like put it all out there.
Yeah, all of it was left out there. There's nothing
Yeah,
else. Yeah.
yeah, that shit's cool.
Uh, what what else makes a good performance? What else? What else are you looking for?
Um, honestly, just the energy, because it doesn't even have to sound good. You know, a lot of bands like there's a lot of bands, even us. I mean, including us. Like sometimes we'll play like shit, and it'll be the best show ever. Um, so it's just it's like the communication you have with the crowd and all of that. It's like if you're able to connect, that's fucking sweet. You feel like they're getting it, and you're both like getting each other. And sometimes you have a set list, and you're like, actually, no, we're gonna do this one instead. And then like you're like, okay, that was the right move. And yeah, it's like you're like on stage, you're kind of like playing the crowd and just seeing like how it goes.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's a sort of another instrument
Yeah,
in a way sometimes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I like that, David. I like that, man.
yeah.
Um, has it always been the way that you've viewed performances, or has it evolved to where you view them now just through years of playing shows?
No, I think I've always viewed it the same way.
Okay,
You
right
know,
on.
because like I've always like I grew up going to like a lot of shows and stuff like that, and I always just love that feeling of just like being in the crowd, and especially when you're just like, and you like grab you everybody's singing and you grab a stranger and you're like, yeah, that's just like that moment where like just like it's like everybody there is your friend. You don't fucking know them, but it's like that shit is so sick. I've always appreciated that. I've always loved that about music and like live music and
Yeah,
stuff.
right on.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like you see
So,
someone with a Pink Floyd shirt on, and you're like, that's my fucking friend right there.
in addition to SadGirl and the Paranoids, you're working on a new project, Minitruck.
Dude, yeah, Minitruck. Uh,
When did you start
it's
working on that?
uh, I started like taking it, being more of like, okay, this is gonna be a thing last year.
Ah,
Um, and but it's been pretty recent where I actually got a band together, and I was just because with Paranoids and Sad Girls, like we don't get to play a lot of local shows anymore. I get bored. I want to play all the time, and so I started writing these songs, and then um, all my friends like play music, so I was just like, all right, like maybe I'll get a band together and then start playing, and then yeah, so now it's happening, and so we had our first show a couple weeks ago at Alex's bar,
at Alex's
and
bar.
it was terrifying, man. Oh my god, it feels like I'm playing music for the first time all over again,
Because you're
and
you're up front and you're singing and you're playing guitar.
yeah,
Oh man, dude, that's such a switch up there.
yeah, and I've never really played a guitar, so like I and I initially was gonna play drums and sing, but I was like talking to a friend, and he was like, "Man, that's some fucking Uncle Jesse from fucking Full House shit." He was like, "No, dude, you
Oh,
can't do that." And I was just like, "All right." It was like a challenge, and I was like, "All right, I'll fucking get up there." And like, dude,
you think I won't do it? I'm gonna do it.
yeah,
You watch.
yeah, it was kind of like that. Um, and oh man, I was so scared. And but it was cool. It was cool. I don't really get nervous anymore playing drums. I it also like makes me appreciate all my other bandmates so much more. Because they're all so good at putting on a show. You know, like
But yeah,
Misha, Lexi, Staz, Layla. They're all just like crazy good at like commanding a crowd and stuff like that. And I'm just there and I'm like, how the fuck do they do that?
but listen,
Yeah.
dude, from an outside perspective, you are an integral part of both of these shows or both of these
Oh, I'm saying, yeah,
bands
yeah, yeah.
going
But
well.
I'm
Yeah.
saying on the drums I know how to do it.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
drums I know how to do it, but I'm saying is like on the drums you're sitting back there. It's like and I know how to do it. I know how to play drums. I am the best at playing drums like me.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
like I am not as good as I'm gonna get a guitar yet, especially because like I just started. So I'm still there trying to figure out like I was like, oh dude, is this I don't even know what the chords are. I don't even know anything.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. 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 Right.
I'm just like sitting here every day just being like just trying to work on my muscle memory and then having to sing at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah. What was combining both of those aspects like for you with this new endeavor? Because like just tackling one is crazy, but tackling both at the same time is wild, man. What was that like? Did it kind of make it easier in a sense, because you're like, this is whole new terrain for me?
No, it made it so much harder.
Okay.
Yeah, I like really shot myself in the foot. Like but I like difficult things. So it's fun. It's like a new challenge and yeah, I mean luckily, it's like my bandmates, shout out to fucking Hudson, Ari, and Seth, are just the raddest dudes ever, and they're just like, yeah, dude, just fucking you'll get better. Yeah. Uh
Did some of these aspects, maybe not the whole thing, but some little parts of writing lyrics or creating a melody or creating a chord progression, were some of those easier than you expected them to be, at least in some parts, or was it all very, very difficult?
no, like, coming up with the songs is easy. I think it's easy, and it's like it all kind of came from it all came from the uh, angle of like me making songs so I can get better at recording drums myself. It was just like it all started. It's always been a recording exercise. I've just wanted to become a better producer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and so most of these songs, a lot of these songs just started as like things that are like, oh, it would be fun to play drums to this, and so everything like, and there's never been any pressure, so there's no, it's
Stakes.
easy.
Hmm.
It's easy and like uh sometimes it just takes a long time. Sometimes I'll have a melody in my head and I'm not technically good at guitar or bass or anything. So I'll just sit there until like I hit the note that's in my head and then I'll hit the other one and then so it's just like a lot of trial and error, and because I'm doing it alone, there's no pressure. There's no one watching me. Uh, so it's no, it's very easy. The coming up with the songs is very easy.
Right.
It's the like it's putting the wall down of being like, is this worth putting out? That's what's hard. Like, I'm not talking about anything new or particularly interesting or anything like that. So I'm like, is this a lot of the time is just being like, is this stupid? And then I'm like, it doesn't matter because there's so many songs out there that are so fucking stupid
Right.
and
Right.
are sick.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. No one cares. No one cares. And a lot of the times people take there's so many songs where I'm like, I listen to and I'm like, oh, this is so fucking deep and sick and twisted. And then you hear the fucking author being like, oh yeah, I just think those words sound good together. And you're just like, what? you know? So yeah, it's like, and maybe one day I'll come up with something that's very profound and you know, thought provoking. But for now, I'm just like, I just want to, as an exercise, just like puts, and I've only put out one original song out into the world.
Which
Uh,
was that one Worms?
Worms, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so I need to put more stuff out. It's just that battle of like, well, being also, especially because like as soon as I started doing this and like now that I want to play shows, of course, like all my other things just started getting super busy, you know.
Sure, sure, sure.
And so like now, uh, yeah, my bandwidth is only so big, so it's now I went from overthinking it to like now not being able to think about it at all.
Really, really running the whole gambit here.
Yeah, and so I don't know, but we got some shows coming up. I just got hit up. We got some exciting shows with some very cool bands,
Heck yeah, man.
and so you know, it's room for me to get better. It's all fucking soon enough. We'll just be really rocking that out there.
That's rad, dude.
Yeah.
Um, did you kind of implement some tactics that you have seen either the Paranoids use or SadGirl use to construct songs? Were you kind of using pages from their playbooks, or were you again just kind of going it by yourself and just learning tricks of the trade on your own?
I mean, I think just like it's impossible not to because I've been such a big part of both of those things.
Yeah,
You know?
it's subconsciously in there, if not
Yeah.
actively.
Just yeah. And a lot of the things that I noticed now, more than anything, is the workflow, and things that like just other things have nothing to do with music that now are like a reflex to me. You know, whereas it's like, okay, like, oh, I have a show coming up. Okay, I'm gonna go make merch. I know exactly what to do. I know where to go get the shirts. I know how to print everything. I know how to price things. I know how to fucking. It's like the whole other stuff that's like not as exciting. I'm so used to doing it. You know, hitting the people for like shows, just being like, oh, like, just that. Um, it's that workflow is just like a lot. It's more than anything. That's what I noticed that I have now.
Did you feel like you wanted to create some songs and implement some sounds that you were not doing so much, whether it be with the Paranoids or with Sad Girl? Did you feel like let's kind of explore these realms here?
Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff that I write for myself is stuff that I don't particularly find exciting for live playing. Like I was saying, like I'm I'm trying to make a lot of like listening music. I want to just be able to not think. Uh, I don't just make it for myself. You know, like and I think as we play more, I'll of course be influenced by how it affects people in a live setting
Of course.
because I can't help it. You know, I
They're right there. You got to see them.
they're right there, dude. And as much as I wish I didn't, like I care what they think.
And you're not even in the back anymore. You're right up
Oh, I'm
there.
like right there, dude. It
You're-
sucks. It's so hard. They're just there. um,
What was
but
that like? What was that? I mean, was that the biggest shift? Was being up front playing live,
yeah, I'd
performing
only
live?
ever so a long time ago, dude. 7 years ago, actually, I played guitar. The only other time I've played guitar for a band is for a band for one show for my friend's band called Denim Skull. Best fucking band ever. And he was just like, "Yeah, dude, fucking play guitar on it." And me and my delusional confidence, I was just like, "Yeah, for sure, dude, I got this." And I got on stage and I couldn't do it. I like literally I had to face the amp, and I was just like dying because I've never really stood up on stage to play, especially guitar. And so now I'm just doing both, and I, you know, I have to approach it with a some delusional confidence,
Sure.
but I, yeah, but no, I like, and I didn't fuck up. I don't honestly didn't fuck up that bad. I like maybe like flubbed once or something like that, which was cool. But I want to get to the point where I'm like relaxed because I do think that whenever if you're pissing yourself on stage, you can feel it, you know, as an audience member.
Was this the first time that you were composing instrumentation outside of drums as well?
No, I've been playing. I've been like trying to make my own shape. I've written music for a long time, but I've never. But it's always just been as an exercise.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Not something for the masses, just something for yourself.
no, just swimming for myself, just like as a recording exercise, like trying to play guitar or bass. Like I love bass. I love playing bass. It's like my favorite instrument. And it's so fucking cool. I wish people would hit me up to play bass in their bands.
As it stands right now, you're more comfortable playing bass than guitar.
No, I actually maybe yeah, probably. Uh, it's a very slight. Uh, it's like I am this much more comfortable than I am guitar. You know, there's like it's
But
it's like
but
rating.
that's I still there. It's still
Yeah,
the percentages are still there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, so it started out just being like, okay, I want to just play bass and drums or whatever. Um, yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, this isn't the first time that you lent your vocals to a track. I mean, you had sung some at least some background on some Paranoids tracks, right?
Maybe I don't know. I honestly don't think so. I've always loved to sing. You know,
Yeah.
I fucking love karaoke. Fucking super fun. Uh, yeah, I've always liked singing. So it's I'm not like I'm not new to it.
Hmm.
Um, but I know I've never gotten up on. I've never performed my own things. I've never really like never seriously. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, no, wait, that's not true. I sing. We do covers all the time. Pretty much anytime we do a cover in the Paranoids, I'll sing it.
Okay.
You know, and
Yeah.
with SadGirl, I think we did a cover of "Let Me Roll It" one time, and I sang it.
Uncle
So
Jesse style on the drums.
yeah,
Okay.
um, and it's fun, you know. And I'm definitely super comfortable singing and playing drums at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Lee Levon Helm, what's that his
Levon
name?
Helm, yeah,
Right? Yeah. You know,
Levon,
Levon, yeah, I think
right?
it's
I think
Levon
you
or
correct someone being like, yeah, it's Levon.
is it really? I was just fucking
I
around.
think so, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take your word for it. I mean, he was in the band. Um, Someone who does that the best, who plays drums and sings, is Phil Shaheen from Tijuana Panthers. That's it.
Oh, I've never seen them play.
If you do have the opportunity, go see him, dude.
You know who? I mean, I don't even know if they like. I don't know if they're not a band anymore, but fucking Pachi. Did you ever watch Prettiest Eyes?
No. Oh yeah, Pachi Man. Yeah, yes.
Do you ever listen to this other band?
No,
Old
but
band?
I know
Prettiest
of it.
Eyes.
Yeah,
Prettiest Eyes is was the fucking. That's one of the like as Paranoids. This is like some of the first shows we played was with Prettiest Eyes.
that's
Pachi's a
dope.
fucking legend, dude. But he fucking drums and sings, and he has like an echoplex on him, and he like does all this. He is like, nuts,
Yeah,
nuts, nuts. He's like really good lead drummer. Uh, yeah, so that guy.
as opposed to secondary drummer,
That's
which
what I am.
you well, you're gonna implement that in your
Yeah,
not only with Minitruck but also Sad Girl and Paranoids, and I'm
yeah.
looking forward to it. It's gonna be sick. Going back here though, in terms of influences, I mean, we've talked about Devo the last time you were on here. Were you listening to them a lot when you were constructing these songs for Mini Truck, or were you listening to some other people, or do you try to not listen to music when you're
No, I'm definitely listening to music. I mean, I listen to a lot of Autolux. I like the way that they construct songs. It's always like
Autolux?
Autolux, yeah.
Huh, okay.
Uh, what else? It's hard for me to say like off the top of my head, but I can tell you I've definitely started appreciating bands that I didn't maybe appreciate before. Now that I'm playing
Hmm.
guitar,
Yeah,
you know,
changes
like
kind of changes the mind.
I feel like I had a phase of liking Goo by Sonic Youth. It was stuck in my car. The CD was stuck in my car for like a long time to the point where I was just like, I'm so sick of this.
Quite literally stuck in your car.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so now I'm listening to other albums, and I've been listening to Dirty a lot. by Sonic Youth, that album,
Mm.
and I appreciate it so much more because like there's some crazy guitar sounds in that, um, and I don't know. That's what I woke up to listen. That's what I woke up listening to this morning. So that's like what I can think of. Um, yeah. Mm, what else? What did I say first? Yeah, Autolux is like a very like because they have a lot of interesting sounds and kind of like simple structures. That's what I want. I like simple structures. I like simple structures that like can um make parts shine.
Yeah.
You know, I
Right.
like like when when you orchestrate things where it's like all a bunch of very simple things, almost monotonous. And when you put them together, there's like a lot
It
of
interweaves. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The double helix,
Double helix. Like I love
triple helix, even.
triple helix. Yeah, triple helix. Like
Yeah.
I really love repetitive bass lines.
Hmm.
I love that. It's just like entrancing and
Do you want them intricate or still simplified?
simple. I like a simple bass line that's just like you just feel it.
Just drawing you in.
Yeah, where you can just forget about it and you just don't even remember you're listening to music. You're just like, yeah, feeling this. Um,
Listening music again, going back to that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. You know what's funny? What was it? I never listened to Yo La Tengo,
Hmm.
and then my friend was like, "Oh, like you should listen to this," and I was listening to it. Or I put it on. I was in the car. I pressed play, and then I had to get out of the car, and I got really stoned. So I was back in the car, and all of a sudden I'm like driving. I'm like, what am I listening to? This is fucking awesome. And I was like, oh, it's this. uh, which is like a band that like I heard before, but didn't really like catch. I didn't really get my attention, and now I'm like, I'm on. I can say like I feel like I'm falling in love with music again. I'm really starting to like everything again, and it's very sweet.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Um, Going back to the name, where did Minitruck come from? Where did the idea stem from? To
Dude, honestly, lack of imagination.
I like it, dude.
Yeah, I have like I drive a little truck. I have like a '96 Nissan Hardbody. I fucking love that thing, and and I just wanted something simple. 'Cause I feel like a lot of there are names where you're just like that's a fucking sick name, you know. And there's names that are like blank canvases, which become as sick as the band is,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so
That's a
like
good
that's
point.
why, yeah. And I feel like Minitruck is like a good blank canvas. You don't hear it and you're like, oh, that's a heinous fucking name for a band. I don't think so, at least.
No.
But it's also not like immediately like fucking sick. You know, I don't know what to expect from it. And so I hope that as the music grows and that you know the name and the music growing to each other and it's a thing where you're just like yeah that's it.
I think that's sick, dude.
Thank you.
Is there a through line to all the music projects that you're in, Paranoid, SadGirl, Minitruck, whatever else you may be working on with other people outside of things that are even released? Is there a through line that connects all these different parts of music that you're involved in?
Me baby.
I
um
forgot.
uh I think it's just friendship. I don't know. It's just people I'm friends with. I don't. It's rare. I take a lot of gigs, if like I like the music. If I have the free time or whatever. But most of the time, I'm just making music with friends, dude. It's my favorite way of hanging out. The older you get, it's like the harder to like hang out with someone and just watch TV. I feel like when you're
Mhm.
younger, it's like it's easy to just like spend all day with someone, you're just smoking weed, watching TV, walking around doing nothing. Now it's so nice being like, I feel like all my friendships with all the people that I play music with are so close and intimate because we get to do this together, you know? And so that's like, that's what's cool to me, you know? Just
That is cool.
having, yeah, just having this like really tight connection. And not even just with people, my bandmates, just other bands that we've played over the years, people that we've toured with, other drummers. You know, I feel like immediately, like if I meet another drummer, it's like we're instantly friends. You know, and so yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but that's like, I don't know if that's the thorough line. The through line for
Not
it.
only does that answer my question, that was the answer I was looking for verbatim. I knew you'd deliver like you
Thank you, dude.
always do, dude. And David, man, thank you for coming on here again, dude. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Thanks for having me back. Good
Yeah,
chatting.
always good chatting. I always enjoy seeing you out and about, dude.
Same,
Um,
dude.
before I let you go, we got to do the promo stuff. So, the most recent release of from the Paranoids is the 45, right?
Yeah. It's I like it here. Uh, those songs rip. I love them. Love playing them live.
And those were
Uh,
released through Third Man
through
Records.
Third Man, recorded with Juju Ashworth.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah,
that's awesome. So, whatever the link is to find that will be linked below.
yeah,
And Talk, the most recent full release is also through Third Man.
yeah. Listen
And
to it, learn it, love it.
streaming everywhere. All
Yeah, streaming
and
everywhere.
all the other releases are streaming everywhere as well. Wherever you get
Yeah, wherever you get your music,
your
go listen
songs,
to
man,
it.
go listen to it.
Um, and yeah, look out for some Sad Girl dates.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
we have some exciting stuff coming up. Also, look out for some Minitruck dates.
Okay,
Um,
so you
Also,
can
shout out to my bandmates band. They you know, I have half of my band has another band. They're also just starting out and they're fucking awesome. Dark Fantasy.
Dark
Um,
Fantasy, good name.
yeah, go check them out. They rip. Those are my fucking boys.
Those are
Fucking yeah, we've been friends since fucking high school, and uh, yeah, those guys are yeah, they're just I don't know, family.
they're rippers. They're
They're
rippers.
rippers, dude. They're rippers, and yeah, check them out. Yeah.
Right on. It's at the Paranoids on Instagram to stay up to date with everything there. At We Are Sad Girl on Instagram to stay up to date with everything. I'm assuming that you're gonna be posting all the cool mini truck stuff that's gonna
Yeah,
be
I
coming
can't make
out.
another. I'm not gonna make another
You
Instagram,
can't,
dude. I can't. I can't
please.
shape another algorithm so that I can get the sickest content again. You know.
It's so
So,
hard.
but
So
yeah. So no, it's just all the mini truck stuff is gonna be through Pastrami Guy 69. Um. Yeah, dude.
one of the
My
best names on Instagram.
monkey only for like my explore page is just monkey business, dude, and I can't have anything else.
No, you can't. You can't. It would it would be a detriment to the music that you're making at this point.
Yeah, dude.
I don't even think legally you could do it. So please go follow David at Pastrami Guy 69 on Instagram to stay up to date with the mini truck dates. And if you make it out to the show, please buy some merch. I know you got the sick t-shirts.
Oh yeah, check them out.
There it is. Wow. It feels so good to what? What does it say?
If it feels good, do it.
Feels good. If it feels good, do it.
There
That
you
should be
go.
on a shirt. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
So those will be available at the next
Honestly, anywhere you see
shows.
me,
Anywhere.
and
Anywhere
I'm
you
always
are.
outside. So
That's perfect. Yeah, so be sure to buy some merch, and there's gonna be some more releases further down the line. But right now, the two releases, Worms, and I'm blanking on the second,
Oh, Strange Pursuit. That's a Devo cover.
and the Trans Pursuit Devo cover. It's so odd that you would do a Devo cover. I wouldn't. Anyways,
I
it's
know.
just out of character for you, David. But I like
Yeah.
it. Those are just exclusively on Spotify for right now. But as time goes on,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
assuming
I have to be better about putting it in other things. But yeah, yeah. Just I think also Apple Music. I don't know. I think it's in like, yeah, yeah. I think it might be. I don't know.
maybe. So
But yeah, listen to it.
what
Yeah,
whether wherever it is, go and listen to it. And yeah, again, Pastrami Guy 69 on Instagram to stay up to date with new shows. And of
correct.
course, again, at the Paranoids, at We Are Sad Girl, and all the merch links and everything will be linked below, whatever you listen to this on. And David, you're the freaking man. Do we have
Right back
anything
at you.
else?
Yeah, dude. I hope everybody enjoys their day.
You're the best, David. Thank you so much. I'm gonna stop recording this. I'll talk to you in a minute.